everybody. I hope you've been enjoying episodes 1 through 15 of the Planette, the Ultimate 4B Movement. So now we're in episode 15. And it's about to get real. Matter of fact, what is the title? Hold on one second. Oh, my fault. It's episode 16. Woo! So it's about to get real. I mean, and this is called Chaos. And this is the season finale. This is going to segue. I'm sorry, I'm a little hot. Yard work is hard work, even in the evenings, okay? I just want to tell y'all that. But anyway, so episode 16, Chaos. Because there's a lot of it going on Earth. And that ain't done found out what's going on. Okay? So here's the thing. It's about to get real. Because this is a segue to season 2 that I've already started writing. So I hope y'all enjoyed the season finale. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. And I'll see y'all on the other side, okay? Introduction to the Planette. The Planette, a place for women, where women share ideas, where women contribute to a feminine society and community, educate one another, relate to one another. On June 1st, 1961, 34-year-old Ruby Severs was walking home from work one evening after finishing her shift at her job when she was encountered by a strange man. Ruby's husband did not come to pick her up because he was passed out intoxicated on the sofa at home, so she braved the 6 blocks to her house alone. She realized the man following her meant harm, so she began running. The street was quiet, and there was no one around to help her. She rounded the corner and found a door that led to an old warehouse and hurried inside, securing the door behind her. She was frightened and confused. She could only whisper the right words. Help me. Please help me, somebody. After those words, she closed her eyes. When she opened them, she was in a strange place, another world she had never seen before. She saw a beautiful beach with clean water and white sand. The waves of the sea crashed, having a calming effect on her soul. The skies were blue, the bluest she had ever seen. There was no one else in sight as she looked around and discovered there were many resources which she later used to build up the place, to make it more inhabitable, to make it a home. Oh, she was excited. Ruby returned to Earth shortly afterward and told her husband about the beautiful place she had been. But he did not believe her. Instead, he had her committed to an asylum. But she escaped, and she made her way back to the warehouse with hospital staff chasing her. She uttered those words, "Somebody help me." Yes, somebody help me. Instantly, she was transferred back to the planet she discovered. Later, Ruby returned to Earth and told her 27-year-old friend Jackie about the planet, and they returned together and began building a home they now call the Planette. Welcome to the Planette, where women rule, where girls learn, where there are no men. Episode 16, Scene 1, Season Finale. Dr. Fatima had never seen this much activity at a medical center before. The full team of doctors were on site, and 2 medical centers on the Planette on the West Shore and in Queenville were all having the same activities. Everyone who went down to Earth over the Christmas holidays returned sick, having the same symptoms. Dr. Fatima, what is wrong with these people? Victoria, one of her young doctors, asked as 7 more patients came in. Fatima ordered her staff to wear masks and other gear that would protect them from the germs. Shamira, the head scientist, was able to produce more medicine using the Wellep tree, but she felt overwhelmed because of the volume of patients they were receiving. It was early January of 2020, and the only report from Earth they had received was that of a coronavirus that was infecting people in China. Dr. Fatima understood why her patients who had visited China were sick. What she could not understand was how is it that those who had visited Greece, the United States, and France had contracted what looked like the same virus that she had treated of a family who had visited Seattle, Washington in the United States back in November, right after Thanksgiving. Ande-at had warned of a deadly virus that would affect the entire planet Earth. Dr. Fatima realized that she was not exaggerating. Dr. Fatima was all hands on, and she helped the medical staff treat patients. Some were on ventilators that Ande-at had designed that were working well. Most of them were responding to the medication positively, but some were not. She realized this when she received a call. This is Fatima Chang. Hi, Doc. Wilson here. The other doctor, who was from the West Shore, spoke. There are a couple of patients here that I'm worried about. Who in particular would you say? Dr. Wilson flipped through a couple of documents and said, Rena Long, she runs a boutique over here, and Danielle Reed, the head architect. Fatima felt her blood going cold. Danielle Reed had been the one who had voted against locking down and against the ban to leave the Planette. There were 71 women on the board, and 52 of them voted against the ban. The rest had voted with Ruby to lock down. Now look at what was happening. How critical is it, Wilson? Very. However, Danielle's condition is worse than Rena's. So what would make it different? Is there any idea why you contributed her condition being worse than Rena's? Well, Danielle is older. Please keep me posted. I'll have to travel over there soon. Fatima, that is almost 500 miles away. Things over here are stabilizing, and I would like for Ande-at to test her new air op. I heard it is only about 1/4 of the travel using air. Okay, see you then. Dr. Fatima checked on a few more patients, and so far, there had not been any deaths. She had heard about there being some deaths on Earth already. She headed to the front desk and handed the young lady behind the desk a couple of charts. So can you do me a favor, Lisa? Can you see these patients in about an hour? Okay, boss. But where are you going? Over to the west. Dr. Wilson just called. Ande-at entered the building and headed over to Dr. Fatima. She held a case in her hand. What's up, Ande-at? Dr. Fatima took a sip from her cup. Ande-at set a case on the countertop and opened it. There were about 100 glass vials with clear liquid inside. We tested this on patients in Queenville. They were cured in 1 hour. Really? Dr. Fatima pulled one of the vials out of the case and examined it. It works, Ande-at said. The head physician called Victoria to the front desk. She explained what the medicine contained and ordered her to administer it in the IVs of the patients. They had not received any more patients in the last 2 hours, and Dr. Fatima was relieved. Are you ready to travel, Dr. Fatima? Dr. Fatima laughed as she could see how excited Ande-at was and concluded that her association with Earth women had started to influence her. Yes, Ande-at, I am ready to go. Very well, we shall go. Episode 16, Scene 2. Ruby made it to the airfield in enough time to join them. Ruby, where's Jackie? I thought she was coming. Fatima asked. Jackie is supporting the tech team right now. They need her. I think the three of us would be fine. The three of them boarded S01. Ande-at proudly took the pilot seat, turned on a few controls, and started the engine. S01 only accommodated 8 people because it was used only on the Planette and was not equipped to be used out in space. Just like any airplane on planet Earth was not used for space activity beyond the planet. Ande-at took the runway, and the others were impressed with her operational skills. Soon, S01 lifted from the ground and they were flying above the city. Well, Ande-at, I'm impressed. Thank you, Ruby. We had an aircraft many years ago. Well, what happened? Dr. Fatima wanted to know. We were invaded. They destroyed everything. When Ande-at told stories of how they were invaded and how she was kidnapped, it always touched Ruby's heart. Soon, they were flying high in the sky and flying above the ocean that separated the two regions. Ande-at, you ever thought about training someone to co-pilot with you? I have students from the school who want to pilot. I have 7 students so far. Oh, wow. I did not know that. How's the class coming along so far? My students are very enthusiastic and eager. That is so good to hear, Ruby said. It took just over an hour and Ande-at landed on the field of the high school where the girls played ground ball. Everyone hopped out and into a vehicle that waited for their arrival. The driver took them to the medical center. Dr. Fatima could see that they'd had a busy morning. Most of the rooms were occupied with those who had caught that virus. Dr. Fatima checked on a few patients before heading to Danielle Reed's room. Some of the patients were already getting better. One woman was in her bed sitting up. Danielle, however, was not in good condition. She lay there with her eyes closed, and the ventilator helped her breathe. Dr. Fatima approached her, stood over her bed. A nurse came in and checked her IV. Dr. Fatima took note of the fact that her blood pressure was low. Ruby stood next to Dr. Fatima and said, "How is it looking, Doc?" "It's not looking too good." The doctor had tears in her eyes. Ande-at made her way to the room. She stood on the other side of the bed. She placed her hand over Danielle's chest. Her chest rose and fell slowly until her breathing accelerated gently and steady. Dr. Fatima noticed her oxygen stabilizing on the monitor. Soon, Danielle's eyes fluttered open and she took a deep breath. She looked around at her visitors, and the look in her eyes spoke volumes of confusion. She did not realize she was in a hospital bed at first. Dr. Fatima was amazed by Ande-at's performance. "What did you do?" she asked, noticing Danielle's color had returned. "I gave her good energy." "Well, can you do that with all the patients?" "Let us cure the patients who are in worse shape. I cannot use all the energy in a short time. I have to replenish at a well-of-tree." "That's great! That's wonderful!" By the time they left the medical center and were headed back to Sisterville, every patient's health had improved. They boarded Air Op 19 and headed back to the capital city. Episode 16, Scene 3, March 17, 2020. Liz got a call on her computer. It was her mother. "Mom, what's going on? I've been hearing there's a contagious virus on Earth. Some people even got back here and they were sick with it." "Yes, there is, and your brother is sick." "Oh no! What kind of virus is this?" "They are calling it a coronavirus. The president and all the governors are telling people to shelter in place. Your brother is in the hospital, but I can't go and see him. I can't go and see him." Mom, why don't I get permission for you to come up here?" "Oh, would you do that?" "Yes, I will, Mom. I love you. I don't want you to have to deal with that. Let me call our administration. Hold on." Just before she made that call, she received an alert on her computer that stated the following: "To all residents of the planet Krell, as of today, a state of emergency has been declared, and all residents are required to remain on Krell. There will be no traveling to Earth, and no visitors will be allowed to visit for the sake of our citizens' health and safety. As of now, all proxy bracelets have been disabled. I repeat, all proxy bracelets have been disabled. For further information, please contact the Administrators of Health at 77744-8892-010. Thank you, and please remain safe. AOH." "Oh no, Mom." "What?" "Oh no." "What, Jillian?" "Oh no, what? I can't believe this." "You can't believe what? What is going on?" "I just got an alert that all travel to and from Earth has been stopped." "And there is nothing you can do?" "No, Mom. They disable all methods of travel." "Oh, I just hope your brother will be okay." "I think he will, Mom. But Mom, please, try not to stress out." Liz was worried once she hung up. She thought about asking the Administrators of Health if they could make one little exception. She was thankful Kendra made it back and was able to deliver her baby on Planette Krell. She named the baby Joy. Liz got up, headed towards the window, and looked out. And then she burst into tears. Mom. Episode 16, Scene 4. So, from my diagnosis of many patients, I found that there were stronger strains in some than in others. Dr. Fatima explained. "So, what does all of this mean, Doctor?" Dr. Victoria asked. It means there has been a change or metamorphosis in the virus, making it stronger. Ande-at is correct. And my data as to where the patients were, there seems to be a strain that is worse in certain regions. For example, my patients who were in Greece had a stronger strain than those who were in England. Victoria looked over the data Dr. Fatima was explaining, and in the United States, those who visited New York had worse cases than those who visited rural areas of Texas and Oklahoma. Well, we've banned to travel Earth. Now what, Doc? We wait. That's what. Wait for what? And for how long? What are we waiting for? So, how long is this going to be going on? Actually, Victoria, I do not know. Episode 16, Scene 5. Ruby was home getting ready for bed when she heard her doorbell ring. She headed downstairs and opened the door. Dr. Fatima and Shamira were present. Ruby, we are at a loss as what to do, Dr. Fatima said as she came into the house without Ruby even inviting her in. She looked around and said, "Where is Ande-at?" "Oh, she moved up north, about 14 miles from here." "I thought she'd be staying down for the rest of the week." No. She likes her alone time more than you think. She probably at home cooking up something new. Have you seen what her house looks like? It looks like a lab. Shamira said. "Well, you don't say. I already know that. Hey, you girls want anything to drink?" "No, we just stopped by to tell you that we are totally torn right now. So many residents on Planette want to know why we are not down there curing their kinfolk." "We have to keep our people safe. I understand, but what can we do without putting others at risk? We've already found a few patients out the west who were sick but caught that virus from those who had traveled. They hadn't even left the planet. So what can we do?" "I don't think there's anything we can do, Dr. Fatima. Earth is too far gone, and there are things in the Bible that says some of these things will be happening on Earth. How can we circumvent prophecy?" Shamira said. Ruby looked thoughtful before saying, "I wish we could help, and it makes me sad that there isn't much we can do." Ande-at showed up shortly after that. "What are you doing out here, Ande-at? It is late. Not that you are in any danger, but I thought you were sleeping." "I believe I can help the Earth." "Oh, no. Absolutely not, Ande-at. I can't take the risk of you going down there." "At least help some of the family members of those on Krell." "So we're not talking about everyone here, huh?" Shamira asked. "I cannot cure so many at a time." Dr. Fatima looked at Ruby and said, "What if we send her down for only that purpose? At least it would give some of our residents here some peace. Besides, Ande-at is not prone to catching that virus." "I still caution her to wear a mask. Just be safe." "Very well." Danielle Reed called and said her father is in bad shape and he may die. "Why would she call you?" "Now, I don't like that. Dr. Fatima said. "It is okay. I will go down, cure him, and 5 others, and then return." "No, wait a minute. You cannot go down by yourself." Shamira spoke up. She looked at Dr. Fatima and said, "How about we go down with her? We will mask up and do whatever we can." "Sure, we'll take some of the medicine with us just in case." "Okay, Dr. Fatima, that sounds like a plan." Before they left, Ruby hugged them. "Oh, you girls be safe. Make sure you send Kim my love while you're down there." "We will, Miss Ruby. She's sheltering in place, and since she won't come up here, she's staying home." Episode 16, Scene 6. Danielle got on her universal communication laptop and called her brother, who was a United States congressman representing the state of Alabama, where she grew up. His face appeared on screen.
Well, little sister, how you doing up there? You looking good, I declare.
I'm doing much better. I've sent help for Daddy.
Yeah, he's in bad shape, Danny. Don't think he's going to make it.
Oh, he will make it, Calvin. And
what, Danny? What?
What if you had the opportunity to get wealthy? I mean really wealthy. He shifted and leaned closer to the screen.
Now what are you getting at, girl?
You can make a lot of money from this type of help I'm sending. She's from Crail, and she has the ability to cure. You can use that cure and make money. I mean real good money.
Well, I declare, girl, you're always coming up with something. Now talk to me.
Well, we're on our way down there in a couple of days. Her name is Ande-at. You don't have a cure down there yet, and you'll be the first to find it, and you will profit, big brother.
Ah, you're talking my language, girl. You know, when you first moved up there, I thought you was about as crazy as that. Now, I don't see it that way anymore.
You will definitely thank me later. After hanging up, Danielle's brother picked up the phone and called his friend and said,
Hey, Frank, how would you like to go in business with me? You'd have to do a little bit of investing, but we're about to get rich, really rich. Your investment will be worth it.
What y'all think? Coronavirus. That's what it's called. And guess what? They can cure that junk up on the planet. They can cure the coronavirus. But see, don't nobody listen to women. Don't they listen to us? I want to tell everybody thank you so much for sticking with me on all 16 episodes of season 1. And please keep your ears and eyes open for this fall. Season 2 will be out. And thank you. And I hope that you enjoy season 1 this summer. And y'all have a good day. And listen, be safe if nothing else. Okay. Take care and see you at season 2. Bye-bye.